everyone. So now let's talk about the second video of this particular course, which is tips and tricks. So initially we discussed the how the PMP exam is structured and how our course is structured against it. Now these are some of the tips which I have personally gathered from so many students of mine, those who have given the exam, those who have passed the exam, things which have helped them in the past. So it's totally up to you if you want to follow it or not. But I really want to guide you the way, the things which have helped my past students. So let's see what all things we have. The first exam tip is read all four answers before deciding. I repeat, read all four answers before deciding. lot of a lot of people get excited. They read the first option and they see, oh, it's a good option, so that might be the correct answer. No, I really don't want you to do that. Make sure you're reading all the four answers, because the good option might be good, but we may have the better answer, or we may have the best answer. So make sure that you're reading all four answers before you decide the answer. Read the end of the question first. Okay, so this particular tip I'm not recommending you if you are doing like great on time. This technique I'm only recommending you if you are short on time. Like for example, let's say 3 hours are done and you have only completed 100 questions. Now in next 1 hour you need to complete the remaining 100. In this case, this technique would be very handy for you. So only use it if you are short on time, otherwise this technique is not recommended. Don't take the easy way out, please. When I say don't apply any shortcuts, my main focus is that you do a lot of hard work. This exam you will clear only with the hard work. Trust me on that. I've given so many students that I know that people, those who try to take the easy way out, they don't pass. I remember one time there was a student who came to me and who told me that Varun, there is a colleague of his who is who is giving the exam, and he has got a dump, a PMP question stamp where the questions will come out of only those particular set, and he is only concentrating on those 400-500 questions, and he is pretty confident that he will pass the exam. Trust me guys, there is nothing like PMP dump. These are all marketing tricks which people are trying to sell their products. That's what they do. I don't want you to follow those. You don't get into it. Instead, do your assigned homeworks, do your assigned readings, do your hard work. Practice some good questions from good sources. I'm not saying that my source is good. Try whatever you think is best, based upon the recommendation, but do it, practice it. That's very important. So practice is the key to success. User instincts eliminate the wrong answer. So this is, I would say, is most of the time your first instinct would always be the correct. If you come back and try to change the answer option, most of the time you will get it wrong. This is just based upon the experience. This may or may not be true. But what do I mean by eliminate the wrong answers? See, the approach I want you to follow is not to find the best answer. No, that's not what I'm recommending you. What I'm recommending you is try to eliminate the wrong choices first. So like, for example, if you see there are 4 options, there is a 25% probability that you will select the right answer. But let's say you read option number A and you definitely know that this is not the answer. You eliminated that. Out of now, you read B. You say that, okay, this is a good option. I will just keep it. C, you know that this is okay, but not better than B. So you will eliminate that. D, you read it, and now you know that, okay, either the answer is between B and D. So your probability has actually increased from 25% to 50%. It has almost doubled, right? So now if you select from B and D, most of the time you will select the right answer if your preparation is good, or you will see that when you review your answers, you will find out that you did a great job in coming up to the last stage, and then finally you might have selected the wrong answer choice. But don't be discouraged. Practice, and slowly and gradually you will start getting the concepts, and you'll start getting the questions right as well. Anxious, take a deep breath and release slowly. Yes, first of all, it is always advisable to take breaks in the exam. Do it. It's not rocket science. Don't be worried about it. It's okay to go and drink a water, eat a candy or whatever, whatever things which could help you to change your mind for a while. Come back, be relaxed, be confident, and give the exam. Trust me, if you have done the things in the right way, you will definitely pass the exam in first attempt. Make the decision, be proactive, and be professional. Yes, as a project manager, the expectation from you is to make the decision. A lot of time in real world, we depend upon our managers or sponsor for the decision. But in the PMI's world, PMI expects you to take a decision. If you're not taking a decision, this means you are, you're shying away from your responsibilities, which is not a good thing. Always read all the four options and read it, and find out in which particular option you are actually getting a solution. You have to be a problem solver. All of these tips are very, very important. Always follow the process. There are 49 processes which we would be covering today in the introduction module. But try to follow the framework. What is the first thing? You will, because in the exam you will get a lot of questions. We'll talk about what are the things you will do next. What is the first thing you will do? But remember, first take a decision, but take that decision according to the PMI processes only. That's also very important. Communicate directly and as soon as possible. See, there would be many options and many scenarios where they'll give you an option that find the root cause and then communicate, or don't communicate because it's not a big issue. Things like these are not good options, to be honest. PMI expects you that you should communicate directly and as soon as possible. Why? They want you to be ethical. The next video probably we would be discussing is the professional responsibility, where I would be talking more about this concept. But for now, just keep that in mind, that you always have to be direct, honest, and proactive. Communicate as soon as possible. Don't hide any information, because if you're hiding any information intentionally or unintentionally, you will get the answer wrong. And our job is to make sure that you're picking the right choice. See, all of these exam tips are only concentrated towards your passing the PMP exam. What you do in real life is totally situational. I can't tell you what to do until unless I know that situation. So use your mind, use your tips and tricks only for the exam perspective. Know the project manager roles and the organization type. See, on the PMI website, there is exam outline. They have given some of the tasks which you do in initiation. They have given some of the tasks which you do in planning. They have given some of the tasks which you do in execution, monetary control, and the closing. Those tasks are very important. They'll give you, and you will be surprised after reading some of the tasks. You would think that, oh, this is a task I thought is in planning, but it came out to be in execution, or it came out to be in monitoring control. So make sure you're reading the exam outline, thoroughly. I think it's not more than 9 to 10 pages. So that's very, very important. So first thing, you have to read the exam outline. It is available on the PMI website, and you have to practice a lot of questions on that. When you go to the EduHubSpot simulator portal, you'll get a lot of questions on the exam outline. Then understand the organization types. There are many and different types of organization. It is given on the PMBOK somewhere. I don't remember exactly the page number, but when you do the questions on the website, we have linked those questions with the PMBOK page number, so that you can go back and relate to questions what I'm talking about. But these organization types are very, very important. Always default to balance matrix if it is not specified. I'll tell you what balance matrix organization is in a while. Then, as I told you, the ratio is 30, 40, 30. So 30% questions are easier, 40% questions are medium, and 30% questions are of higher difficulty level. So it's easy, medium, and I would say difficult. So easier questions should be answerable by most test takers. So most of the test taker will get these 30% questions right. They will be basically on the ethics question, which we would be discussing in the next video. Supporting PMI. If PMI reaches out to you for any doubt related to their colleague or anything like that, you should be the first one to help them, support them. Remember, be proactive, be ethical. Always follow the processes. Always follow the processes. There are 49 processes, and we would be going through these processes in much more detail, but there are 49 processes, there are 5 process groups, and there are 10 knowledge areas. Always follow the processes. Remember, some of the obvious input tools and output. See, initially they used to ask a lot of questions, and if you're doing the CAPM exam, you will get a lot of questions on the input tools and outputs. Like they'll ask you which of the following is an input to this process, or which of the following is not an input to this process. So you may get that not questions as well. But no longer they ask, even if you ask out of 200, I will say you'll not get more than 4 to 5 questions on direct ITTOs. Whenever I say the word ITTOs, refer to the ITTO sheet which you downloaded from the website. Medium questions are harder but should be answerable by most prepared test takers. So I'm assuming after you watch the videos, you will fall under the category of the prepared test takers. So you would be able to do this 40% of questions as well. In what order things should be performed. So this is where they will say, okay, which of the following is the next thing the project manager should do. So normally they will talk about the ordering. Questions related to more detailed input tools and output, they'll probably give you some scenarios and they'll say, okay, what is the tool they are talking about and things like that. Specific terms and vocabulary from the PMBOK guide. This is important. You have a glossary section on the PMBOK, which I really want you to read it at least once. And the preferable time is when you are fully prepared, just 3-4 days prior to the exam. You should definitely read the glossary as well. Then questions asking why a particular process is performed or preferred. They'll ask you, why did the project manager manage quality process, or why the project manager was doing control quality more aggressively. All of those questions, the questions where they will ask you why. Then finally the last one would be questions related to delineation of project roles and responsibility. This is something which we would be discussing in our introduction video. Then harder question tips. So first we went with the easy questions, then we went with the medium level questions. Now it's the time to go for the harder level questions. So harder questions only seem easier or obvious to the best and the most prepared test takers, around 10% of the test takers. And to be honest, you guys are the most prepared test takers. But it's not just because of these videos that you'll watch the videos and you will become, it would be because of your hard work. So it has to be a step-by-step approach. First, make sure you watch the videos, then read the PMBOK, then do the practice questions on the website, then do a repetition of this thing, and finally start doing full length test. When you do a structured approach, then all of these things would really help you, and you would be the one who would be among the top 10% of the test takers. If you have any confusion, you're not able to manage your time, send me the email address. I will create a study plan for you. I will send that study plan. I will always discuss with you to make sure that you remain focused, stay on track. Next would be some trick questions, what I was referring about, the 30%, which is oftentimes long, wordy questions. They'll give 5 to 6 lines, 4 to 5 line questions. You will get. Whenever you read the length of a question, just understand that this is something from the harder section, and it would be wordy. It would be confusing, highly situational. They'll say, you are a project manager, this is what happened, what will you do in such type of scenario? Situational. Questions where you are not sure what is being asked, poorly worded questions. you will get poorly worded questions. What do I mean by that is that some, like, you won't really understand what they're really asking you, whether they're asking you to do option A or option B or option C. All of the answers would look right to you. Questions that have more than one correct answer, where you must choose the best. So over here, the elimination technique will prove to be your best friend. Remember, elimination technique will definitely help you. Some mathematical or logical question. Some people are, afraid of mathematics. That's why I have kept this in the harder question. But trust me, if you watch our network diagram video, or the earned value management video, or the risk video where you have a couple of numericals, you will find this as the easiest questions on the exam. To be honest, these are your scoring marks. For some people, this would fall under the easy category. For some people, it would fall under the harder. But trust me, if you do the preparation in the right way, this is one of the most easiest questions. So what is the exam strategy for harder questions? So basically, I'm more concentrated on the harder questions because only 10% of the people actually clear those questions. So for harder questions, most test takers will not naturally gravitate towards the right answer. So this is normally, it will happen that you will not naturally pick the right answer. If you do the elimination technique, you will most probably reach out to the top two options, and then you might select either the right or the wrong. Look for the trap. Read the question and all four answers again. I want you to read it again. If it's little difficult, there's no harm in reading the question again. Read it. Try to get an answer. Try to pick an answer and then move to the next. But don't waste 5 to 10 minutes on one single question. That's not recommended. Mark a question, attempt a question, like pick a particular option, and then go back. Go to the next question. If you get time, come back and rethink it. But remember, most of the time your first instinct will be correct. Make sure this is a harder question and you aren't over analyzing. See, after a certain span of time, you will start over analyzing things. Again, see, you get easier question on the exam. You don't have to over analyze. Just remain focused, remain calm, and give your best shot. Ask yourself what answer the novice would pick, then eliminate the answer of the list. Again and again, I'm saying the same thing. Elimination technique. Don't try to find the right answer. Please. Whenever you practice, mark, in front of, let's say there are 25 questions, mark 1 to 25, write ABCD in front of all of those questions. And then try to practice your strategy by elimination technique. Scratch off, eliminate that answer choice what a novice would pick, what a fresher would pick. You don't want to do that, right? Then practice this strategy on this simulator or on our website. You can also download our app and start practicing questions while you are traveling, or you cannot open your laptop or things like that. So the final preparation, I'm assuming the final preparation is something which is last few days of your PMP. First of all, read the glossary. You have to read the glossary. There is no choice. This is like the most important thing. Then earned value management. So PMI changes the number of questions. Like sometimes I remember there was a time where around 30 to 40 questions were purely on numericals, and this was the most important topic out of that. But now you will at least get, I would say around 6 to 7 questions on earned value. So this is important. Then practice question. Video is good. Definitely it is good. I'm proud of my videos, based upon the feedback we get. But until and unless you practice the question, there is no use of this video. Trust me, you have to practice questions. Understanding better than memorization. Please, all of these concepts, what I'm trying to do over here is trying to make sure that you understand the concepts. I don't want you to memorize anything. No, of course I do, but not purely. Concepts cannot replace memorization cannot replace the concepts. We have to work towards building your concepts, which will go the long way. So after the exam, you may end the exam after you review if you want to do it. Personally, I did not review my exam and I just went ahead and I clicked submit. It was around 4 hours. I was not used to, sitting for 4 hours. Like, though I practiced couple of simulation exam but like it was a real test. It was a long time when I gave these exams. So I did my graduation, I did my masters, and that was the time when I used to give exams. I was not used to giving exams like that. You may be asked to take a short survey. It's purely optional. You want to give it or you don't want to give it. It's totally up to you. Don't think that if you don't give the exam, you will fail the exam. It's nothing like that. Then once you click the submit, around within 30 to 60 seconds, you will get the score on your screen, whether you pass or you did not pass the exam. And to be honest, those 30 to 60 seconds, you will see your heartbeat going high, and these all things would happen. But you would definitely know whether you're passing the exam or not. If all the concepts, whatever you have learned, you got the questions on the exam, you know for sure that you will pass the exam. So once you pass the exam from the Prometric site, you will get a score sheet like this, where they will tell you that, okay, so you got target, above target, below target. So they will divide it into, these things like target, below target, above target, needs improvement, things like that. And please, please, please don't forget to share that good news with us. Once you are the PMP, you can start using the credential PMP after your name. You will get a certificate and a PIN in mail from the PMI. I think this is something within 1 month or time frame you will get that. It all depends upon what country you are. So let's do a quick revision on what all things we did. Focus on the exam strategy for difficult questions. I gave you the exam strategy. Make sure that you are following those exam strategy. Do refer to the exam tips again and again. I really want you to not just read those exam tips, but apply it also. Trust me, once you start applying it, you will see an improvement in your score. Wear your PMI hat while answering the question. So, wearing the PMI hat is very important. And slowly and gradually you will start doing that. Once you start getting used to questions, I'm pretty sure you will keep aside your normal job hat and you'll start wearing the PMI hat and get the questions right. Do read the PMBOK glossary before you sit before your actual PMP exam. This is very important. 4 or 5 days prior to your actual exam, you have to read the PMBOK glossary. So next chapter in the next video is on the code of ethics and professional conduct, where we would be talking about what are the things ethical project manager would do in these type of scenarios. Very important. I would say around 4 to 5 questions you may get in the exam on this particular topic as well. So stay focused, stay curious. There is lots and lots of information here for you. Thank you.